Hey everybody, welcome back to the Renatus InvestEdge. My name is Jay Stark. It's my privilege, my pleasure to welcome you out to the call today and to give you a little bit of a frame for what we're going to cover today. Now, the InvestEdge is a call that is live and designed to bring to you practitioners who are out there making their money right now in today's real estate market. We're going to hear from an individual in just a couple of minutes, but the design of this call is really to bring you a no frills, no fluff, raw, unfiltered opportunity to interact with somebody who's out there making money in real estate today. Now, before we bring out our presenter, I want to introduce the host for the remainder of the call. He's an individual who has 38 plus years of experience in business. He's been at the top of or owning several companies that have collectively amassed hundreds of millions of dollars in gross revenues. He is a 16-time Utah Best of State Award winner and our host for the remainder of the call. Join me in welcoming out CEO and founder of Renatus, Mr. Bob Snyder.
Jay, I so appreciate that, man. You're always so kind to give me, these great introductions. And it helps build me up. I like that. It's a good way to start the show. Of course, I could say all the same nice things about you, too.
I just want everybody to know what kind of rock star they have an opportunity to hear from. Oh. That's what it is, man.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. We've got a fantastic show for you today. And one of our students out of Florida that has just crushed it in real estate. He's done hundreds of real estate deals. He's going to be talking about some of the cool things that he does, some of the strategies that he's implementing right now in today's market. But before we introduce him, I want to get into just a few quick things. For instance, one of the great things that we really have going for us here in Renatus, and I got to find my little clicker there. There we go. Now I can move it forward. Is the fact that we're doing this every single week, and we're inviting some of our practitioner instructors on the line. We're inviting our students on the line, but we're talking about real estate as it applies to the market today, right now. So the information is actionable, it's relevant, it's current, and we want to help you in your investing career to go out there and really drive success. So the easiest way to do that, hey, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get notifications. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. That way you get notifications every time we go live with another one of these incredible Renatus InvestEdge sessions. And you also get updates as to some of the other things that we're producing and content we're putting out to help you in your real estate investing career. So with that in mind, let's kind of move in that direction. Now, here's another thing that I love, and that is the individual we have got as a guest today to teach us, train us, to have some wonderful conversation with. He's one of my favorite people in the Renatus community. Just such a great guy, man, down there in Southern Florida. And he is cranking it up. He really is. There's always a deal going with Antonio. And he just keeps churning them over and over again. So you're going to learn from somebody who's in the game right now today and can give you some insights as to how that works. So Antonio Lobo is our guest today. Antonio, come on out here. Can't wait to hear what you've got to share with everybody.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for having me here. Super excited 2 weeks ago when Tara from the home team said, Antonio, you want to be in the InvestEdge? I said, yes, of course. Yeah, I need to share some really good information. Super excited. Thank you very much.
Antonio, you've always got good information. Now, listen, I know you've got some content to share with us, and then we're going to make a lot of conversation and Q&A available to folks out there who want to put any comments in the comment section. But I would love for folks to get better acquainted with you. Share with them a little bit of your story, your backstory, as to how you found your way into the wonderful world of real estate investing and into Renatus.
Yeah, of course. Just to let you know, I'm an immigrant. My disclaimer always is I don't speak English very well, but Renato teach me speak real estate investing. I started, I arrived here in the United States in 1996 to the Miami International Airport with only $50 in my pocket. I decided to stay here. I was really hungry to, in that moment to, working and do so many different stuff. 10 years of my life, I put it on restaurant, like an employee of the restaurant. I'm working really hard, 10, 12-hour daily basis on those places. My day off for 10 years, it was Monday and Tuesday. But one day, one of my friends said to me, Antonio, can you help me to buy my home? That was in 2000, 2 around there. And I say to him, listen, you're going to ask me something like everybody say, don't borrow your credit to someone, to anyone. But I was my friend, I did that one. And 13 months after, when, everything was in my name, he put it down payment, he doing that one, he decided to sell the house. And when I saw that, the title agent give me like 75,000 profit. When I start to see, wow, I'm working so many hours on the restaurant. I made 35,000 a year. In this case, with the real estate, which it was the Carlo house, no, it was my home. Everything was in my name. But that scenario say to me, you need to do something real estate. And 2002, was Renato around me. Everybody say go to the real estate license because that's what you need. Which is now we already know we don't need real estate license to invest in real estate. But I did that one for the wrong way. And in 2005, I decided to join to the real estate agent job because all those people I put it, when I started with buyers as a real estate agent, and in 2005, those buyers, which it was the seller, called me to list the property on the marketplace. I said that at the moment to order to quit the job in the restaurant because I'm so tired to order to work in 10, 12 hour daily basis. I started to do that. I feel like freedom, but 2006 and 2007, I was starting to see homeowner behind on payment and the loan amount of those mortgages more than the market value or the listing price. And that moment, I start to see how I'm able to solve those or sell the houses when those people own more money don't with them, with the marketplace. I say, I don't have any strategy, anything. My strategy was to go to the seller and say, hey, seller, you want to sell it? Okay, whatever is the difference between, like you own versus like, the purchase price, you need to bring the money to the market, to the table. And all those people say, get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. This is not the solution. I don't have the money to do that. 2007, I for first time Bob Snyder right here in South Florida. And Bob, in that presentation, he walked through to the, step, how is the real estate transaction, step by step. In that moment, I say, wow, that's really, really easy and simple how he explained that one. And also he mentioned about short sale. And, this follow week, I attended one of the meetings local right here in South Florida. And the person who was right there went to talk about short sale. I say, what does that mean? And they're going to explain me, is when the homeowner is upside down, the mortgage balance, and is behind on payment. And what we do is basically create a discount or do a discount on the bank with the loan amount. And you're able to sell it. I say, wow, that's what I need. That's what I need to helping everybody. That was in 2007. And what happened is the person, the community we have around here, start to say, well, the only thing you need to learn this when you need to watch the class, like how we have shorter class. I say, okay, I need to do that. That moment, we don't have like the beautiful system and technology we have. And the way like I'm able to see the class or saw the class is go to Arizona, to the campus, which in that moment I don't have money to fly ticket, money to stay in the hotel. And, I put it together to join to the community, which is I did something with somebody and somebody helped me with money. I bought an education. I jumped to the class in Phoenix. And after, when I go back, I start to apply the market, the knowledge in the marketplace. In that moment, I remember a lot of real estate agents in my office start to looking for part-time job, and they say the market is really bad. The stock producer there was down, but I focus on those short sales. Of course, Renato teach me how you able, not as a real estate agent side, as an investor, how you able to do those short sale. And the beautiful part is, you helping people. And that's what I say when I go in that class. the Gavin McKello, Antonio Lister, which he was the instructor in that moment. By the way, Gavin McKello is our coach. Imagine that. I was 2007 until today day. It's crazy. It's 18 years, Bob. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of
It
time.
is a crazy deal to think that it's been that long. But look at how much you've grown.
18 years.
Yeah, you know what's so cool about it is that I'm looking at the board behind you with all of your active and sold listings of all the homes that you're doing right now.
This is 2005. This is I need to visualize all my deal and to take action every single day. And actually, those is some my rental portfolio, and the other one properties is I'm going to close, which is property I'm going to put in a my rental portfolio too.
Right on, man.
Yes.
Well, Antonio,
Yeah.
With all of this wonderful experience and knowledge that you've gained over the years, I'd love for you to share with folks, what are you doing now? What's going on in the real estate market in Southern Florida, and how are you capitalizing on opportunity?
Now what I'm doing, but those short sellers coming back. I have 11 right now working on it, which is, for since 2000, when the market started to 2009, 10, it was a little bit by little, but always it was around. But right now I have 11. I don't have 40. It's because a lot of homeowners, they are doing and trying to keep the home, but I'm doing the follow-up for those people. But yes, my strategy right now is buy and hold, and that one is something like I can learn from you and learn from the instructor and learning from Renatus. Is because buy and hold, they're going to give you, the wealth inside in real estate. Of course, I already passed for a lot of different strategy, wholesaling, fix and flip. Those short selling in the past, what I did in those short selling is buy the property in the morning, reselling the same morning. Hour after, of course, right now we don't do the same thing because regulation changes, market changes. But the really good thing is my classes help me to give you around whatever market happen. Now what I'm focused is pre-foreclosure lead, probate lead, and divorce lead, and my daily basis mindset is helping those people. And thank you for the beautiful software and system we have Renatus iOS. Right there is my lead to order to follow those leads and create really good deal for me later. And that's it's three different activities I'm doing daily basis, Bob and Jay. The first one is gonna be in the morning. I woke up at 5:36. I watch 30 minutes of my classes, segment by segment, usually four segment, 5 segment. I go to do my exercise, which right now I'm living in a beautiful community, like a real estate, like a resort style. I have my Olympic swimming pool. I jump right there and swimming every single day, 1,000 meters, and that one keep me really good shape to order to do my surfing in the weekend. But that's my first thing. The second thing is, follow the lead to helping those people and put more rental in my rental portfolio. And the third one is helping the community, local community, because always those individuals call me, Antonio, what are you thinking with that? What are you doing this one? And every Thursday we're doing study group and the intro in our local office. 3 different activities, and that's everything is going to be around real estate investing.
So you're supporting the community. You're making your education pay off for you. It was interesting. You talked a little bit about how short sales are coming back. Now, I want to be clear. So we've got individuals from all walks of life who watch Renatus InvestEdge. Some are seasoned investors. They know exactly what a short sell is. Some are brand new and they're going, I haven't got a clue what in the world that is. So we've got to back up just a little bit. When we talk about different strategies, could you give them just a little breakdown as to what each of these strategies are so that, a brand new person could understand it as well?
Yeah, short sale right now, short sale is a strategy when you're able to helping those sellers behind on payment. Usually the long amount, the mortgage balance is going to be even or more of the market value, no equity on the property. The way like you able to help those people is go to the bank, do a negotiation with the bank, and discount the loan and create equity. That the equity, like when we purchase a property in discount, we able to create another deal. And also we helping the seller, which is the fair resources we need to, or the fair person we need to help. We able to help the bank to get the money back. We able to helping association to get the money back, and we able to helping the end buyer to order to get a house, because always end buyer is the exit strategy. Sometimes, it depends on the deal. Now, of course, right now, I rehab those property, but in the beginning, I don't rehab nothing. I hold the property for 1 hour. I give it to somebody else, which was my no mistake. But in that moment, in 2007, 8, 9, and 10, I'm looking for only massive income. A big check, 20,000, 30,000 for those flip. But now, in the moment like I'm doing right now, I say, if I had the same mindset like I had right now to holding all those property, my portfolio was a double maybe. But
Hey, that's all right. You've turned a lot of deals. You've flipped a lot of deals. You've wholesaled a lot of deals to other investors. You've done a lot of short sales over the years. That's obviously paid off. It's done well for you. But if you could go back, just to make sure we put that impression out there, if you could go back, how many of those deals do you wish you would have held on to?
How many deals? I don't know, Bob. Maybe, I don't know, 20, 30, 40. But in that moment, it was really exciting because, see sellers say, thank you, Antonio, for get out of that problem, because be behind on payment, it was crazy for them. And also the buyer say, oh, thank you, Antonio, for giving me that discount. I know usually those people, they don't know, the seller and the buyer and the buyer never know together, because, I closed the deal with my partner. By the way, I'm doing that one with my partner, Julian Franco, because in that moment, Chris Alvin teach me and say, listen, Antonio, you don't able to be the real estate agent, the buyer, and the loan officer, and everything at the same time, because it's a red flag. I say, okay, I have the real estate license. I need to looking for a buyer, which the buyer was my business partner, Julian. And I put in Julian he was my investor buyer, my broker. In that moment, say, what is the reason you're doing a lot of deals with this guy? Because he's my investor buyer. Okay, that's fine, no problem. I bring those settlement statement, the closing statement, and my broker was, okay, that's fine. I remember that moment the broker say, listen, are you selling houses or you selling cars? Because 20,000, 30,000, purchase prices. I say, listen, this is short sale, discount property. I don't know. I'm doing, whatever I'm doing. Of course, they don't know we already flipped the property to somebody else in the end of the day, because it was completed to different transactions. Of course, right now, we don't able to do the same thing. Regulation changed in 2011 when the short sale lenders say, a restriction to resell the property. We put it together. A lot of people say, no, I don't able to continue. But we say, okay, I know we don't able to get the money right away or the profit right away, but we need lease option to the end buyer. We say, listen, end buyer, we have the restriction for 90 days. We're going to give you the key. The title company going to keep everything in 91 days. They are able to record your deal, and you're able to start doing whatever. And we're going to get in the 91 day or the 121 day, on the 61 day, whatever is going to be the restriction. But I always go around. This is the most important in real estate investing. Don't say, no, the market is going to be bad. It really do. No, always is good. The market is good, and now, Bob, go back to what I'm doing now is, my focus is not selling houses. My focus is, get discount for the property and see the rent or the rental marketplace and see return on investment. And whatever 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, more, every single more in my cash flow, that's what I'm looking for. I don't. That's the reason I don't care about the property worth or whatever. No, I don't care about that. I need, if I invest whatever account money, which is now, thank you for self-directed IRA. I have more money than deal because those people I already create my private money. They are calling me every single day, Bob, and say, "Hey, Antonio, you don't call me. What happened with me?" I say, "No, no, I don't have a deal now." And that one, I say, I say that one to everybody all Thursday. Listen, if you're gonna be here for first time, the first thing you need to forget or put it out on your mind is money is not the issue. This is the easy part on real estate transaction to find. You need to learn how you put the deal together and the money is gonna be later. And what happens is, always I say that one too. Listen, the way like we doing deal right here, and I know my community, they are already know that we're going to put the property on the contract. We celebrate that night. And tomorrow we're going to start to see what is going to be the money to order to fund that deal.
Right. Well, that brings up a great question, Antonio, because I've always found that really money and attention chase opportunity. And what you just described was that. So, how difficult was it for you when you brand new, just getting started? Because I know now you're saying, hey, I got more money than I got deals. When you were brand new, just getting started, how difficult was it for you to go out there and raise private capital so that you didn't have to use your own money and your own credit? And what did you do from that day to this to get to a point where you got more money than deals?
The point is knowledge. If you're gonna be in front to the people, and the people going to feel from you, like you already know what are you doing. That's the simple things. In the beginning, my first deal, which we able to put it later, my first deal, it was a hard one because, to flip, because what happened is was double closing. And we need that moment 300,000 to pay the bank, which was the short sale discount. But I don't have the 300,000. Julian, they don't have the 300,000. And we talk with somebody and say, hey, listen, are you able to put that money right there in the title company? The title company, they're able to give you back to 2 points, which is going to be 6,000 on top of the 300. And it's not going to be risk because title company, they're going to release that money until the end buyer money is going to be right there, which is the title agent going to say that. And the guy understands very well and say, okay, let's try doing that. And after the first deal, they're calling me every single day, Antonio, I'm ready.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? This as quickly as you can establish a track record, they want to come back and go, hey, I want to turn my money. I want to get you working with me again. That is awesome. So over the years, you've just continued to develop those contacts and make investors money. And because you're making them money, they keep giving it to you to make them more. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. My part on no daily basis, but self-directed IRA teach me how you localize people with retirement plan. And when I explain to them how they're able to make more money, putting that money out of the Wall Street, and they're going to be supported with the real estate, they are saying, okay, let's try to doing that one. And that's my private money now, Bob. It's only making phone calls. They'll give me 100% finances. Sometimes I talk like this and people say, Antonio, give me that private money to me. I say, if you don't want to be part of the community, it's really impossible because this is, it's private money. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's no bank. And now in this moment, for the reason I create a lot of trust with them, because actually one or the other one say, we need to working with Antonio. We need to working with Antonio. Antonio, they already know what they're doing. And they're when I make that phone call to them, I say, hey, Mrs. Gerald, I'm going to plan it to call a deal. And I never say, how much money you able to lend me? No, I say, I need 100 grand, 65,000, 200,000, whatever. And they say, okay, when you need it. I need for a 30 day. You're going to use the same title company, the same title company. Okay, just copy me in the emails. I'm going to see everything, and you're going to get the 200,000 or whatever. This is a simple way. And now what I'm doing is I'm doing those. I'm buying discount. I have the property to the rental property, and when I finish that one and the property start to work, that's what I'm doing. Sometimes I cash out, refinance. I put it those people out. I keep those lower mortgage loans because a lot of people go through to, get it the 70% LTV or 65% LTV. My maximum is gonna be 50% LTV because after the property start to working, I'm going to start to working in velocity banking to disappear that loan because free and clear property, that's what I'm looking for. Of course, it's not going to be overnight. My rental portfolio is not big, but I have a lot of property free and clear.
Right. So you're still using all of the acquisition strategies that you've learned over time so that you can buy properties at deep discounts, even if you're hanging on to them. And that way it helps to increase your cash flow. So, Antonio, I know I think you were going to send over some photos of different deals that you were in the middle of. Did you get those over to Aaron?
Yeah, I give it to Aaron. It's going to be
good.
My
then
first
talk
deal.
to us about what you're doing right now, because I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay, my first deal. Never ever I forget my first deal. This is my first deal. Yes, it's gonna be right here in South Florida in a city called Sunrise. And the way like I found this deal is because I put a sign in the street, and the seller called me and go to my office and say, "Hey Antonio, the reason I call you because you put a sign for rent. I need to move for that rent like you promote because I'm a behind on payment. I need to get out of my house." I say, and that moment I'm looking for, I was on the classes, learn short sell, and that's the way like I'm able to find this particular seller. And the guy he was living right there for 4 years. Um, he was behind like 3 years or 2 years, I don't remember exactly. And I say, and if I go back to New York, that's the end of the day he did, and he going to leave that property, vacant. I say, wow, okay, this is my first one. And it was a really nice community. It was the second house from the gate of the community. And I started to working. I was right there. I was with the BPO, which is the broker price opinion. Short sale class teach me how you receive or how you have to handle it and influence those BPO. And that was my first step. I put in Julian, the entity for Julian entity to buy the house. And I remember also, people start later, the people start to investigate. Julian entity, let me see if Antonio is right there. Never, because, Red Flat and Chris Alvin say, don't be together, you need to be separate. Everybody has to see how you able, to do in that one. If we're going to be in the next slide, you're going to see the mortgage statement. This is the mortgage statement. If you see right there, the mortgage statement, it was around 391, which is with the monthly payment behind, attorney fee, all this kind of stuff. It was like 450. And that's the mortgage statement. Let's go to the short sale approval, which is the other one, is the beautiful part. We working, I working in that deal for 7 months, something like that, Bob. And in 2008, if you see the date right there, it was this is a short sale approval. This is when the bank say, okay, everything is okay. We're going to discount that one. You had the green light to close. And if you see right there, you're going to see 300,000. That's the money. Julia and I, we need to put it together to order to pay that one in the first transaction, on the first closing, and after we resell it. And what happened is, before to get that short sale approval, we already marketing the property. In that moment, it was one class here, marketing and real estate marketing. And what happened is we started to order to promote that deal to other investor. And the other investor was the person which he have a retirement plan and some CD, and he put it the money together. And the other really good thing right there, if you see right there, they said, "Dear Antonio Lobo." And the bank in that moment, 2008, they're saying those short sale approval by fax. Now we don't use any more fax. Everything is email. And and the beautiful part is the bank say 300,000, but you need to give me net to me 265. That's what we need to respect to the bank. A net proceed to them. And we follow the instruction, we put that one together. By the way, after we closed, after we saw the class in Phoenix, the short sale class, we come back to Florida to looking for title company. And the problem was, in that moment, title company they don't was educated in those double closings. And after 30 different basically of the title company, the 31, it was this guy, which he was the attorney, and he say, I was almost get out of the deal because I say, I don't want to close that one that's on real estate. I don't want to do that because real estate commission doesn't represent to me for nothing. I want to do the double closing. But at this attorney, which it was the 31 basically with Julia and I, the guy say, yeah, I'm able to do this. Wow, my face changed because it's the only one. They don't say the other one, no, it's illegal, we can do this, we can do that. I call a lot of people from the community, say, hey, right here, say no, it's because you need to look for another title company. No anybody doing that. Actually, I call Gavin McKellar, I call Tony Lister, and they say, no, you have to looking for the right title company or the right attorney. And finally, we find out this guy, and that was their first deal. Actually, we purchased that one in 300,000. If we're going to go to the next slide, the buyer paid to us 325. That's the difference. Like we made it between 300 to 325, and in the end of the day, the title company or the attorney give you to us a check, which is the next slide. And that's the beautiful part. I remember when we received the 21,000, I feel like rich guy. I said, wow, we so a lot of money together, and we did it. And by the way, in that moment, we have another deal in the pipeline. Another one. It's more of that, and we start to closing more and more and more and more. And it was really, really good. Yeah, when you get a knowledge and get results from that knowledge. A lot of people, Bob and Jay, ask me, Antonio, but I think you know a lot, no? But everything like I know is because I watch my classes from Renatus. The curriculum is amazing. You have classes for everything. And the foundation, the real estate classes, the tax and legal classes, everything is right there. And one of the things I'm doing, is in the daily basis when I see, competition around me, I say, no, it's not everybody's able to compete with us because to order to be in the level to Renatus education, it's impossible because, not only one person is able to teach everything like the 93 classes Renatus has. It's impossible doing that. And I feel really okay. And another history or another good thing I did with Renatus education is in the tax and legal day too. Always I saw that one, tax and legal to everybody, they're going to do in the new one, they're going to, do update because the regulation changes and market changes. And then, always I saw much people say about privacy. And I say, okay, one day maybe I do privacy. But I always say the only thing you do privacy is when you sold your home, when you disconnect to the world. And in 2023, I sold my home. I say this is the moment to be privacy. And right now I'm feeling really okay because no anybody know where I'm living. My driver license is my office address, and I'm living in beautiful community like a resort style, and it's another result, privacy. The same thing, in my home also, I put that one in the revocable living trust name. The same thing like in the segment at 26, estate planning segment, Mark Color teach that one too. But the reason I say those things is because it's not only profit, money, real estate deals, it's more stuff too. And the reason privacy is really powerful for me is because now I have my rental property, which is I handle a lot of tenant, but also I do my property management business, which is another 110 unit, which is, sometimes before when I was my home, I feel like, oh, maybe those tenants maybe gonna be in front of my home or doing something wrong with me. But now, no, they don't able to find out. I completely invisible and invisible. No everybody's able to know that. But this is another beautiful part of the education. You're able to, practice and doing what you learn.
I like that, man. I like that, Antonio. That's fantastic. You are invincible. All right. So, hey, what's working? What's working in Southern Florida today?
Now we're working a lot of those probate lead, a lot of those foreclosure lead. And my community, we're doing, just to let you know, we're doing, those mastermind, which is a study group. And we're working to order to put those seller appointment together. Part of what are we doing, the people have more experience, is go through to seller appointment with the brand new people and put the property in the market, on the contract. But that's something like we're doing, and after we're going to doing whatever strategy. But yes, that's what I'm doing. The same thing with my multifamily. The other thing is, Renatus Education teach me when I bought my first multifamily, I watch my classes and couple times because I need to know how you're able to do that one. And the second one, it was the same thing. But now, we focus on those things. Actually, just to let you know, thank you we work together with Alana, Florida and Alana, we work together. And, we create a group right there with Debbie, with another people right there. And, those people start to doing the real estate investing. And I'm really excited because I have couple property in Philadelphia, which is another student from Renatus right there, and we put that one together. Yeah, I had those rental property. One is the short-term rental, and the other one is gonna be long-term. But I stopped right there. Two property right now in Atlanta. I'm feeling more people doing more stuff, and I'm feeling really, really okay. South Florida, just to let you know, is it's a little bit expensive, more expensive than Central Florida, is because it's people from everywhere be here, and those people buy like crazy stuff, crazy prices. Still, that's the reason I'm focused on foreclosures, because foreclosures or pre-foreclosure, that's the opportunity I'm able to help in those people, and I'm gonna be the first person line out with them. The individual out of the country, those people, they're looking for to pay whatever. They don't do anything with the seller. They don't do anything like helping people right there, like I'm doing with this. But yes, Bob, my inventory is growing in Central Florida, like Orlando area, Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, Sarale Beach. I'm gonna be right there. And actually, yesterday was really, really good thing happening. One of our younger student, Luciano, 23 years old, yesterday he was able to rent the property. He purchased that one in December. I helped him to rehabbing, and we do the marketing to order to get the tenant. And yesterday the deal is done, and 23 years old in our community, he get the first buy and hold. It was amazing.
23, right? You said 23 years old.
23, yes.
That's
Right,
awesome.
That is
That's
awesome, man. Now, Jay, I know you probably got a few comments there, maybe some questions that we've got.
You know, we have a lot of comments that are coming in right now. A lot of people are really energized by what you're doing, Antonio, and your energy is truly contagious, man. You are so much fun to listen to. I know that we don't have any comment or any questions that have come in yet. So for everybody on the line, if you have any questions for Antonio right now, I would love for you to be able to put those in. We only have a few minutes left of his time. So if you've got questions for what Antonio is doing right now, I would love to be able to ask him on your behalf. But Antonio, I'm curious. I heard you make mention of this, but are you finding most of your properties right now through the Renatus iOS software?
Is the only thing I use, Jay. Yes. You know, everybody in my community use Renatus iOS because, you know, that tool is amazing because we able to put the address and we already have comparables. We able to see what is the wholesale price, what is the rental price, and what is the retail price, or the after repair value price. Also, we find out the lead. Also, we able to, you know, analyze the rehab size. And, you know, we use that one. Of course, Renatus iOS have so many more things to use. Maybe I use maybe the 40% of the everything. But yes, the only thing like I will use this one. Yes.
That's awesome. And I know that a lot of people that are watching probably don't know what the Renatus iOS software is. Bob, do you want to talk a little bit about what Renatus iOS is?
You know, that's one of the most important tools that we've got in our toolbox. You know, we've got 43 practitioner instructors, 90 classes, all this content. But one of the things that helps us to bring it all together and to find deals is the Renatus iOS software. We have got, I mean, talk about data. You know, we have tapped into county courthouses all across the United States, into all this different data that is at your fingertips in Renatus iOS, because all you've got to do is access it. You want to find foreclosures, you want to find short sale opportunities, you want to find REO, you know, real estate owned properties in banks. You want to see what's going to auction. It's all available right there. So no longer do individuals have to go out and say, all right, well, I want to do business in Weber County and pay $75 to Weber County to access the county records, and then go to Salt Lake and pay them a fee, and then go to Provo and pay them a fee, or wherever it might be. It's all right now in Renatus iOS, and it not only helps you to find the deals, it helps you to manage the deals, it helps you to work the numbers on the deals, helps you to set up a rehab budget for the property, so that you can manage any of your renovations. It just goes on and on and on and on, and that's one of the great tools that we have available to us in the Renatus community.
Not only is it an amazing tool, but you've also offered that any package purchased with Renatus includes 1 month access. And if you get the Epics, which is the Essentials, the Profits, and the Extreme, you actually give people 6 months unlimited access to the Renatus iOS software.
That we do, because it's such a valuable tool. We want everybody to have access to it because it just helps. It helps them to do more transactions and to find more really deep discounted opportunities out there.
Yeah.
So, Antonio, I've got one question for you. And then
we actually had another question come in real quick.
Okay, fire away.
Can I ask that?
Yes, you most certainly can.
This is on behalf of Spencer Clark. I really like Spencer.
Spencer.
So he asks, Antonio, what are the core classes that helped you to get started with your initial investments?
Short sale class.
Short
sale class.
Well, that's easy.
That's where you started out. Well, when you started out, we were in the height of the Great Recession, right? So short sales were everywhere. And I can understand why that would be an important class to you back then. So, Antonio, what do you say to people in Southern Florida when they go, I just can't find a deal?
Oh, I say, listen, you don't, because I say, you know, one of the things I say to the people is, you know, the goal is find out a deal with it's not going to be in the marketplace. When you're able to helping those sellers and make a solution on the challenge of those people and make it happen, this is goal. And always people have situation with the real estate. I don't like go through to the wholesaler, MLX, all this kind of stuff. My goal always, and that one I say to my community too, We need to create those settlement statement, closing statement, hot one, whatever you want to call, which in the second page in the real estate commission say zero. That means you don't able to find out the deal in the MLX. And to order to avoid the competition in South Florida, you have to do it that way. It's a lot of people out there, and that's what I say. Renatus Ayoe helped me a lot because when we able to find out those leads and doing marketing to those leads, which the marketing is basically bring the solutions. We able to put 3 different strategies. They don't cost any money to them. I say, listen, you choose whatever you want to order to get out of that problem. And that's my point of that. Go back to Renatus US. Now I'm helping a lot of people in Alana. Imagine when those people bring me hey, Antonio, you think that was a really good deal? If I don't have Renatus US, how I know Alana? I don't know Alana. I don't know the marketplace in Alana. But when I put in the address and they give me the numbers, I say, listen, the wholesale price say whatever number. You need to, more of that, you need to pay that. When they come back to me and say, the sellers agree to pay less of the wholesale price you say, okay, let's go to talk to them. And that's the way Renatus Ayoe helped me a lot. But it's dealing everywhere. The only thing is we need to find out the opportunity. That's the reason, we need to start to doing marketing. And the beautiful part is we find out the lead from Renatus Ayoe. We have this key tracer right there to order to find the phone number. We can call them. We can go to the house. We can do direct mail. We can do so many things at the same time to get the contact of those people and get the opportunity to talk to them. And that's what I say to my community. When you're able to do those things and the seller say, or you're able to create the seller appointment, let's go together. Because we don't need to lose the opportunity because you don't know what are you able to say. And always when I go, no, it's only me. We have Jonathan, Julian, Andre Jimenez. We have so many people like we able to helping those brand new people. And when we able to be there, we able to talk to the seller the right way with the knowledge we have, and the seller say, okay, thank you for helping me. Let's do this to you guys. And the student next to us say, wow, thank you for being with you, because those questions, it was impossible to me to respond myself. And that's what community support, local community like you create, Bob, because this is the most amazing thing. The best education, local community, this is the perfect, and the system and tool, this is the perfect combination to the people jump to the real estate investing size.
That's awesome. I couldn't agree with you more, Antonio. We did have another question come in today's marketplace, and especially, focused in on those deals that are not yet in the marketplace, right? You talked about finding those deals that don't even know they're for sale yet. What classes would you recommend people start with in the Renatus lineup that would help them to be able to find those deals?
The first one, first of all, you need to go to the real estate foundation, because if you don't know the strategy, if you don't know the terminology, how are you able to create real estate conversation to anyone? After that one is when you're able to say, okay, let me working with pre-foreclosure. You need to go to foreclosure class and short sale class. Let's say I want to do buy and hold. Okay, you need to go to buy and hold class day 1, day 2. Okay, maybe lease option, because maybe this is maybe opportunity you're able to get. Create acquisition is amazing, because how you acquire property with a little bit money or no money and no credit. I love creative acquisition. I know in South Florida, creative acquisition is really hard because those sellers, they don't allow to move doing that one. But in Atlanta, everybody is able, or those sellers, they're able to give you seller finance, lease option, they're able to do subject to, is so many things. And my first thing I say to the brand new people is real estate foundation, which is they're going to teach you how you analyze that one, fix and flip side, and buy and hold side, numbers. Because remember, real estate is not houses business, it's people business, and those business is gonna be good when the number work. The number no work, no good. And when you're able to analyze fix and flip, how you able to make money in the fix and flip, how you able to make money in the buy and hold, and get those return on investment, that's the most important. Yes.
It's like my favorite instructor always says that real estate is nothing more than a math problem with relationships.
Yes, it is. Math problems. I think that's perfectly said. And Antonio, you, my friend, have been able to crack the code and do an insane amount of real estate down there in Southern Florida and around the country. What's your last parting word to everyone about, how to help them in their real estate business? What advice can you give?
My first advice is forget the money part. Don't worry about the money. Okay, a lot of people stop to doing something. I don't have the money in my pocket in the bank. Don't worry about it. The second one is you have to go through to classes. You need to be educated. You need also be around the people to order to those people helping or doing like you wanna do. When you're able to do those things together, it's done. I don't know. Also, a lot of people say, okay, if I study in the community, when I'm going to make it my fair deal? I say, I don't know. This is the pain of you. If you follow the instruction, you watch your classes, and you're doing whatever I told you or you have to do it, really soon you're going to get the real estate deal. But the most important is the education side and the support of the community.
Awesome. So you said 1996, right? That's when you came to the United States?
Yes.
Did you ever think to yourself in 1996, I bet in almost 30 years from now, I'm going to be absolutely killing it in real estate?
No, Jay, because when I came from my country, my mindset is, okay, because I studied right there, like hospitality and hotel, all this kind of stuff. They're saying like hotel and turismo. And what happened is my goal right here is say, okay, I'm going to learn from all those restaurants. I'm going to be part of those restaurants to put my restaurant. When I saw the complicated restaurant business is going to be and a lot of time right there, I said, no, very real estate investing. No. I able to do, restaurant now. I'm able to put any restaurant right now, because some credit, some a little bit money. I'm able to bring partner money, whatever. But I say, no, it's a lot of time consuming in that. And I prefer doing real estate. Of course, 1996, never ever, I think in that moment, real estate, it was my way.
Awesome. Well, I know we have a couple of announcements. I don't want to leave you a couple of minutes here at the end, but Antonio, you're a rock star, my friend. Thank you. Yeah,
we so appreciate you being with us as our guest on Renatus InvestEdge, and I can't wait to get you out here again. Antonio, you're a rock star. Your enthusiasm is infectious, and that's what I love about you. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right, we got a couple of things. First of all, listen, if you want to know more, you want to get educated, you want to get a clear understanding as to how all of this works so that you can become an investor too, because after all, that's our tagline. We create real estate investors. I mean, all you've got to do is on the screen here is either go to the QR code or just plug in that link. And if you'd like to book a 15-minute consultation with one of our real estate investors, that way they can help guide you through our process and see whether or not we've got some things here that may be helpful to you. So, book a consult. We'd love to be able to spend some time with you. The next thing is this. We've got live education coming up in the Renatus studio next week. I mean, this is one of the huge benefits of being involved with this group and our company. Bill Predabon is going to be teaching a brand spanking new class called From the Ground Up. That's going to be Thursday, May 15th. Can't wait for Bill to be in the studio. Umair Haq is going to be he's going to be dialing in on monetizing mobile home parks and helping people understand, all of the lucrative nature that is associated with that in a fairly low maintenance kind of an investment strategy. So that happens on Friday, May 16th, both in the Renatus studio. If individuals own our education, they get to come into the studio and participate in those classes. And they also get to, network with the other investors and get to know Umair and Bill very well, which is a huge benefit. Now, here's the other thing that takes place, and that is we're announcing the dates for the Fall E3 Summit. That's right, the 2025 Renatus Fall E3 Summit. This is 3 days of power-packed information, incredible real estate content, top practitioner instructors. We open this up to everybody within the sound of my voice and then beyond, right?
Yes.
And then beyond. So this is going to be fantastic. The date you need to put on your calendar is October 23rd to the 25th. It's in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're going to have more details coming up about that. But I'm here to tell you, there's an old saying in the business, and it is so true. And that is, the events you don't attend can't help you. And this event is designed to help you get educated and then equipped so that you can engage as a real estate investor. And we'll get you more details about that, so that if you'd like to come join us, we'll certainly welcome you in to do just that. Anyway, October 23rd through the 25th in Salt Lake City, that is the Fall E3 Real Estate Summit.
So we hosted a summit similar to this earlier this year.
Yes, we did.
Why are you choosing to do it again?
I'm choosing to do it again because it empowered so many individuals to actually get into real estate and to take action. And as well as all of the folks that are currently in our community, it was just one more feather in their cap. Here's a few things that it does, Jay. And I mean, you were there, so you understand the value of this. And that is, it enables individuals not only to network with other investors from all across the country so that they can gain those valuable connections and build relationships. Right. It increases and improves the belief that individuals have that it can be done. I mean, our real estate walk of fame is probably one of the most impactful experiences that people have, where we just invite folks out of the studio audience. We say, hey, come on up, share your story. You know, give us your name, where you're from, how long you've been involved with us, and how many deals you've done. And I mean, it's just person after person after person walking across stage. So a new investor or a brand spanking new person who's just looking to become an investor sits in the audience and goes, holy smokes, all of these people are making this work. All of these people are finding deals in today's market. All of these people are making money in real estate. It really does help build belief and conviction, and overcomes a lot of the fear and doubt that I think is associated with brand new people getting started.
And you get to see that there are a whole variety of backgrounds and stories of people where you go, oh my goodness, I didn't even know. Right. And one of my favorite parts is that, and I love that Aaron's pulling up one of our previous Walk of Fame videos. There we go. At this past conference that we held, we had so many people walk across the stage. They talked about the deals they'd done, the lives that had changed. On average, and this was, of course, the people that were in the room with us at the time, but on average, every single person that walked across the stage was doing 6.3 deals a year. A year.
That is phenomenal. And that's when you know you've really made a difference in people's lives. And that's the reward that we get on a regular basis. Is we want to empower individuals so that they can get rid of the excuses, actually take action, and start doing great things. So the Renatus Fall Summit for this E3, real estate conference, you don't want to miss it. I mean, you just don't. It's one of those opportunities where if you miss it, you miss out. And it's a little difficult sometimes for us to stress that enough as to the importance of this event. But those individuals who attend, they always come out of there thanking us for putting this event on and for the incredible information and knowledge and tools that they've gained.
At this last one, we had 23 presenters. And I know that this one coming up, we're going to have almost the same number, maybe even a few more.
Yes.
We're changing the time around just a little bit, the way that we're going to be utilizing the time. But I know that we already are reaching out to our real estate practitioner instructors, and they're going to be with us live in Salt Lake City. So make sure you black out those dates right now. Start making any kind of preparations that you need to. Check your calendar. Make sure that your family's taken care of so you can join us live in the room October 23rd through the 25th.
Exactly. And listen, if you're having trouble getting off work and you're talking to your boss and they're saying, hey man, sorry, we just can't let you go those days, don't call in sick, because that's deceptive. It is. Don't call in sick. Instead, call in well.
Yes.
And say, listen, man, I feel way too good to come into work today.
I am inspired and I need to take some time away.
Exactly. So we'll see you October 23rd to the 25th in Salt Lake City for the Fall E3 conference. Now, listen, we've got a lot of ground to cover between now and then, which we will continue to do every single Monday afternoon as we do this Renatus InvestEdge live, so that you can pick up some of the wisdoms that are associated with the experience that our instructors and our community members have. Let me just part with this. It's really simple. We truly believe that this can be a great home-based business. And if home is where the heart is, shouldn't your business be there too? Come join us in Renatus. We'd love to help.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.